Hey, we're on Rogers Sportsnet throughout Canada, and Fergie Jenkins is with us. That's a coincidence, but still pretty cool. How are you, Fergie?
I'm doing great. Can't complain.
So July 6th, now when you played, you couldn't really spend a lot of time back home, except maybe when you pitched in Toronto or Montreal. But July 6th, I mean, this is summer in Canada. It's a smaller window in a lot of places there, but get out on the lake or something, right?
Oh yeah, it's warm there, and you know, Canada Day is July the 1st.
Right.
So it was always a big holiday in Ontario. Everybody wanted to go to their cottage or hang around the lake, and that was important.
How often did you pitch at Exhibition Stadium?
Well, it was 8 years in the American League,
right.
So in Toronto was, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen times.
Was that neat? That had to be cool for you.
Oh, and then also Parc Jarry in Montreal.
Yeah.
So it's always good to come back, and I knew a lot of Canadian fans were looking forward to see me pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike on Suarez. Trevor Cahill in his second inning of work. Throwback day to 1916. Line shot the other way. Bryant on the run.
Like a nice break on that ball.
Versatile guy.
Yeah, Bryant's he's playing a lot of positions, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
What, 5 or 6?
Well, he's played both corner spots in the outfield, a little bit in center.
Yeah.
Third, first. He actually played an inning at short. Here's Phillips. So you made your major league debut 1965 with the Phillies. And as we kind of think back to the long history of this game, can you remember any old managers or coaches you had who would have played in, you know, the era we're talking about, the teens, the 20s, 30s?
Not really, no. Gene Mock was kind of the oldest manager. I think DeRocher had to probably play.
Sure. But you had to get the whole speech about guys were tougher back when I played. The speech that every older generation gives the kids, right?
Well, maybe not tougher, but I know that Leo would always mention Babe Ruth, certain guys that he played with or against, and that was important. Gene Mock, similar teammates, but you know, some of the older ballparks were unique. Crosley Field, Forbes Field, Connie Mack. I had a chance to play in the American League in Boston, Fenway Park. And now they're all different now. They've modified them, or they've put new scoreboards, new seating, and that's pretty unique.
That'll get down in right center. Phillips on his way to third. They're at the corners with 1 out. Do you have a particular favorite National League park that no longer exists?
Well, Connie Mack was my first park, and I won my first ball game, first appearance. Crosley Field was an exception. Very small. You had Vada Pinson, Frank Robinson. You had a lot of older players.
Crosley had the berm too, right?
Berm, yeah, across the outfield. So it was a little different situation. But I mean, some of the older players. Pavletic was a catcher that I didn't like to face. Don Pavletic. I don't know. He picked the ball up extremely easy off me. Vada Pinson, Leo Cardenas, and that was fun pitching to some of the older players. Because I was a rookie, 21, 22 years old.
But do you remember, so when you first broke in, that first, you know, confrontation with a Hall of Fame type player where you go, wow, this is, I mean, do you remember who that guy was? Was there...
Dick Groat was my first hitter. Hard fastball in. He stared at me. He fouled a couple off, then I struck him out.
Nice.
So,
you thought, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, you're 21 years old. You're kind of saying to yourself, you know, I've earned my way to get there, but you got to tell people that you can get people out. So you have to show your teammates and your manager you can do the job.
Hill needs a ground ball. Peraza takes off. He's going to get second without a throw. It's his second steal, so no more ground ball double play chance here.
Yeah, with Cahill being a ground ball pitcher, Brian Price not going to waste any time. Going to go ahead and take that bag, and just a nice play by Montero just to catch that ball.
Sclafani is on deck, but they do have action in their bullpen. So it was a curveball.
They were trying to throw a little backdoor curveball, and he just pulled it, and Montero able to backhand it and prevent that run from scoring for now.
There's the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike. There weren't any clubhouses back then like the new one here at Wrigley, huh?
No, I walked through it today briefly.
Isn't it something else?
I've been there twice now. It's quite a facility. I mean, 30,000 square feet. We had our little clubhouse down the left field line for the ground crews now. We had 3 walls, and Rhino today mentioned it. We had 6 showers, but only 2 worked. After ball games, you had to stand in line to take a shower.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a little different.
2-1. Swing and a miss.
Changeup has been the pitcher choice today.
Barnhart's going to take a walk. He was in a similar spot in the second and third one out, and he fanned against Warren.
3 strikeouts in the last inning, all on the changeup, and there's a dandy there.
Foul. Let's go back to the 6th. Cahill faced 4. He walked 1, struck out 3. You mentioned the changeup.
Yeah, Cozart, Hamilton, Duvall all go down swinging, and all 3 on changeups. You see it there in each of those panels. The changeup grip from Cahill. So, and just perfect execution as he throws the ball on the plate, starting at the knees, then diving down below. Heavily on that change.
In the air, left center and deep, and gone. And the Reds have the lead. Tucker Barnhart with a 3-run homer.
Well, probably figured that he had him slowed down after the changeups. Tried to beat him with the heater, and Barnhart kind of wise to it. 2-seamer with some run, not a whole lot of sinking action. What a huge swing of the bat for Barnhart.
Ford home run replay. Well, I said it early, JD. He's hitting 8th in their lineup. And he's probably hitting like a middle of the order guy these days. So I think we'll get a pinch hitter here. Tyler Holt will take the at bat as DeSclafani can now get a win. Fergie, there's been talk about pitchers possibly participating in the home run derby. It will not happen this year. You would have been a great candidate for that back in your day.
I heard about that. You know, it's something to get out there and be able to hit the ball and hit it out of the park. And there's a few guys that are doing it now in Major League Baseball, but I don't know if we'd have had guys that want to do it. Gibson might want to have done it. Myself, maybe Drysdale. So there were Earl. You know, Don Wilson was a pretty good hitter. Earl Wilson. It was a subject that might have been brought up, but you know, home run derby wasn't anything during the All-Star break. We didn't have any specialty things. You just played the game and went home.
How many innings did you pitch in an All-Star game? Would you pitch 3 typically?
I pitched 3 a couple of times.
Yeah.
In Anaheim, and the other one in I think was in Atlanta, and to 2 batters I think in Detroit. Gave up the home run to Killebrew.
Is that right?
Yes. That was the year that it was like 6 or 7 home runs hit. I think Reggie hit the first one.
Reggie hit up on the light tower.
Hit the first one off Doc Ellis, but the furthest one was hit was Clementi's, straight away center field. I gave it the home run to the left. Killebrew hit it off me in Detroit, the old stadium, Tiger Stadium.
Well, the All-Star game then had a very different feel. As JD said, there was not nearly as much television, so you had a game of the week kind of feel for all the nationally televised games. It has been lost a little bit now. But you never saw the American League guys because there was no interleague play.
Right.
Younger baseball fans don't even remember that.
Right, and then the biggest thing is we didn't have a skill situation, and also the home run derby, which kind of gave the crowd an opportunity to come to the ballpark 3 times.
Right.
And you had the futures game. That was kind of unheard of. You know, you didn't bring, if you wanted to bring up somebody from AAA, they sat on the bench, maybe watched the game, but you didn't have a futures game. So it's kind of an exhibition to see these young men might be in the league in a year or so.
Cubs actually have a guy on their bench today, Jeimer Candelario, who was named to the world roster in the futures game, and he will only participate on Sunday if he's not with the big league club, which he very well may be. I'm guessing Jeimer is rooting for being with the Cubs in Pittsburgh. There he is. 2-1 on Cozart. Tucker Barnhart with a go-ahead 3-run homer. So the Cubs will have to come from behind here late in order to take this series. That first start for you as an American League pitcher had to be weird, not being able to hit for yourself.
Yeah, my first start was against Oakland. Just a one-hitter in Texas.
Oh, it wasn't that weird then.
No, it wasn't. No.
He made the adjustment
yeah,
quickly.
right. Yeah, quick. Yeah, because I knew a lot of the hitters because Oakland was in Mesa and we're in Scottsdale, so I knew all the hitters. Bando, Jackson, a lot of the guys, Green. So there wasn't any strange thing to pitch against Oakland. My first game.
Big series for Cozart. 2 more hits today. Bring up Billy Hamilton.
A tough no decision for Adam Warren here today, but anytime it was just the nature of his season, working out of the bullpen and just getting stretched out. You figure 5 innings was probably going to be the max for him today. Anytime you pitch 5 innings and leave in a tight ball game, you don't really expect to win that game. You certainly hope to win it, but you don't expect to win it. Too many innings for the bullpen to cover.
I think what's going to happen for the Cubs is they're going to probably look seriously at a bullpen pitcher, somebody as a stopper, and that could be that particular person the second half of the season.
Yeah, I think when you look at trade deadline season, if the Cubs make moves, it'll be for pitching. They have Joe Nathan, a former All-Star, who could be ready here within the next few weeks. He's pitching in the minor league system. Clayton Richard struggled early. He's on the disabled list. You can never have enough pitching. That is an adage that always applies.
Well, during my career, we only had 9 pitchers on the staff. 4 as the starters and 5 in the bullpen. And now they have 12 or 13 pitchers. So
we've had 13 for most of the year.
So the manager can pick and choose certain people to get certain hitters out. I mean, it's selection for the manager make that right decision at the right time.
There's a 1-1. It's outside. 2 balls and a strike. Warren trying to get out of this 7th inning. He's given up 4 hits here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. And safe at second is Cozart. 2-2 the count on Hamilton.
Yeah, you got to hold him close. I mean, he had a run-in lead.
4 steals for the Reds today. Two. Try it again. Reds will go into their bullpen in the bottom of this inning. Sclafani went 6, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs. Called strike 3.